Hello, everyone, and welcome to Flickering Myth. My name is EJ Marino. Alan is joining me for a discussion, actually, a movie review this
A
time.
movie review, yeah, I
You
never
don't,
get to review.
as much as you love movies, you don't really love talking about movies just because, one, you see them so later as well. You'll see a big movie 8 months after it is, and Tenet. Um,
Yeah. Well, I don't get screeners, of big ones. I'm not I learned pretty early on into doing this that that is not my calling.
it's,
I
it's a
I love
hustle.
talking about movies, but I cannot keep up with, movie reviews in the way you do. It just could not do it.
I think
But
we have a great movie this time. We are talking
yes.
about Judas and the Black Messiah,
Mm,
a a big movie. It's a it's a current movie. It was just dropped on HBO Max as part of
yeah,
their same day theater fun deal, which is great. It was just so this is the third one of those as well. It's been Wonder Woman, The Little Things, and now
yeah,
this film. Next one would be Snyder Cut doesn't count. Godzilla versus Kong would be the
yeah, I
next
think
big
that
one.
yeah. Um Yeah, and that's a big reason that I've seen it already.
Yeah.
I didn't have to make plans to go out, and the other reason being that this is based on subject matter that I actually care about and had some foreknowledge on. Fred Hampton is a very interesting and inspiring figure
Hmm.
to me. So whenever I heard that they were making this movie, I was like, "Holy shit, they're gonna do that movie?" Because
Like a
this is a tough movie
studio
to do. Yeah,
in a studio film. It's not like this was some indie project or a Spike Lee film, because even Spike Lee can mix transgressive films into,
Ye-
a studio or into a
yeah, something a
bigger
little more
thing.
poppy. Yeah, he has
Yes,
that
but
skill.
this was a Warner when that Warner Brothers logo popped up, I was like, on brand 60s 70s Warner Brothers logo as well, which was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it
blew
was
my
cool.
mind because this is a tough film. It's not the easiest viewing either. They made it light, not light and poppy, but there is a energy and a vibe to this film,
Yeah,
thankfully, as
there's a
well.
style to it which honestly kind of shocked me a little bit, and not in a bad way. It opens up in a very kind of, neo noir kind of style. Like, it's there's a voice there. Like,
Hmm.
there's a consistent style throughout it. It's not just a, historical biopic, and that's good. But they don't, as far as I know, there might be details that they fudge. I think there was a couple little things that I recalled maybe being a little shifted around.
They did puff piece the Black Panthers a tiny bit as well. They made them seem very, I don't want to say charitable, but I do think they this is going to get kind of controversial. They did kind of lighten up how their more aggressive side. And I think that's just kind
I
of in film and history, I do think we've gone to Black Panthers being very aggressive, and that's how we depict them. To recent films, I feel like they have been a little bit lighter. I think this is a little bit more in the middle than
I
some of the other films, but
maybe I think I might have to disagree with you there. The history of the Black Panther Party is very very much written by the people that were killing Black Panthers.
yes.
So I think this did outline some of the brutality that was going on, and I don't think it shied away from that.
I
It,
they
it
do
had them
acknowledge it
shooting
early.
cops.
They do acknowledge it early too of like, we're kind of the line, I think it was from the actual footage of like we're aggressive but because we have to be. It was a very good
Yeah,
statement. I do think there was they mentioned the breakfast charity stuff a lot in that movie where I was like,
but
I
that's
get it.
no, like that is a huge thing though.
Yeah.
That's something that people don't talk about. That was more than being aggressive, more than being violent and fighting for themselves. That was pretty core to what the Black Panthers were doing,
They
was
were
taking
a
care of their
charitable group.
community.
Yeah.
Uh, well, he said it himself. It's not charity. It's, it's taking care of your community. It's more. It's not just, it's giving people resources that the state wasn't giving them.
Mhm.
People that were neglected and passed over and violently treated by the state. I'm gonna try not to get too political on this, but it's
I was
hard.
gonna say this is my favorite thing though. I love politically like woke Alan when this comes out of nowhere. Like again, when I first saw you or met you, I was just like, he's gonna be fairly. Oh no, you are like anarchist punk rock badass sometimes, and I love it. No, and I think you were a perfect person for the subject. I mean, I hate that we're both non like black folk talking about this film because I do. I wish we had a place to elevate a black voice on this. It's just us, but I do think you are far more knowledgetable about this as you've explained. I'm just going to talk about the filmmaking and Martin Sheen's terrifying makeup.
Oh my
Um,
god. Okay. This is, oh my god, that makeup. I love that makeup. That makeup is terrible. I don't know if it's willfully like bad makeup job, and it's not quite J. Edgar Hoover, but I feel like they physically embodied how shitty and slimy of a person
I
J.
mean,
Edgar Hoover was.
it's terrifying. And yeah, no disrespect to the makeup artist here. It was a choice. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
bad makeup job. It's just a choice was made for his character. I didn't see
You
Martin Sheen really. I did at times because
I
he has a
heard
presence.
Martin Sheen.
Yes, yeah.
But it felt so disjointed. There was something very like Robert Duvall in drag about it. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, it was performance-y. And I mean, he's very good though. I think
Oh yeah.
I'm glad to see Hoover and like Edgar Hoover in this circumstance because I remember they had the J. Edgar film that came out a little bit ago,
Yeah, and
which
that was like sympathetic to him and trying to show a personal side. It's like, do we need to
y-
do that for like
yeah,
somebody who was a complete monster?
yeah, unless they were gonna full on just like call out the gayness side of it too, like the dress up side of it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not doing that? Fine, then you're not telling me anything. This had a point of view with its characters. Because even like Fred Hampton, I
Hmm.
got who he was in such a different way than this reminds me of so many ways of less detailed, but of Malcolm X, where this is a character I knew about. I knew of Malcolm X before getting into that film,
Yeah.
but I didn't know, and this I think really did paint in a lot of like, oh, I like him. I think like it made
Yeah.
me. It was he's a character even in real life. That character is such a has a lot to it.
Yeah.
Um,
He was a
and
guy
Kaluuya
that,
is
oh, he was so good. I got to tell you, I am so glad that I was able to watch this at home. Would have been a great theater experience. Would have absolutely been a great theater experience. But having the ability to turn on subtitles was so crucial because Kaluuya's as Fred Hampton talks way fast and way loud, and he's just rapid fire, which is accurate. It's
yeah.
very good, very accurate. Lakeith Stanfield as Willie O'Neill mumbles through it.
I mean, I
Like,
love
which
Lakeith.
is,
He's a mumble king
oh no,
though.
yeah, it's a good performance. It's not. I'm saying nothing bad
Yeah.
about that. But like, whenever they're having a back and forth,
Yep.
you are having to change speeds. Just like, all right, I got to keep up with Hampton. All right, I got to bring it down and really
Yeah.
listen to O'Neill. Like, so about halfway through, I was like, I got to turn on some subtitles. I want to pick up all of the nuance here, and I just cannot change gears fast enough for
This
this.
script, I think that's you're talking about the script and the dialogue and the back and forth, not just the script structure. I like how it's formatted. I like the pacing. I love all that. It's the dialogue is what I fell in love with.
Hmm.
It's the back and forths.
Hmm.
It's the big speeches. It's even J. Edgar's at the beginning when they were talking about, this is more dangerous than, communist. I loved what they wrote on this paper. And there's a lot of like screenwriters to this. Like I believe some of the story buys are Kenny and Keith Lucas. Do you remember them? The Lucas brothers. They were in 22 Jump Street. They're the two black twins.
Yeah.
I believe that's who they are, and I was like, "Whoa, yes." But yes, no, Shaka King, who was the director of this, was one of the screenwriters, and just amazing work. It helps that I think he captured his dialogue very well. Like
Mm.
this, like you said, this had style and energy, and I just admire the film on a film basis. Not even getting into the history and the
Hmm.
politics. It's just a good movie.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's well put together. It's well paced, well edited. Like I said, there were a few things that just from my own like reading and historical knowledge where I was just like, I think that is maybe maybe dramatizing this, or maybe we're missing this, but not a lot of that. But for what they did, the way they told the story, it kept the pace just
Yeah.
so well. There are things, and I try not to analyze these little things too much, but there are things where it's just like, okay, maybe this didn't. The pacing is maybe leading you to believe this took place. This took a little longer. This was a shorter. Blah 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 blah. But overall, like I think they told the hell out of this story,
Hmm.
and it's just absolutely well done. Performances, cinematography. It's a beautiful movie. The lighting, the way they frame all of the shots. Opening up with Lakeith Stanfield in that like Dick Tracy get up,
When he's like robbing.
wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. They set the scene, they set the time,
Mhm.
like late 60s. Um, all of that, I think it's all captured incredibly well. The way that they rebuild like late 1960s, early 70s Chicago, just uh, I think that this just phenomenal workmanship put into this.
Do you see this as a awards contender for the film? Because I will say, my only problem is they submitted a lot of them for categories that I was just like, they put Lakeith as star of best actor
He
and
is
Daniel
star.
Kaluuya with and Jesse Plemons as supporting. I just felt like Lakeith got lost in the shuffle, and Daniel Kaluuya was their big bang. Who he's so good in this film, so I'm glad
It's
he's been getting the nominations he has.
uh, that's accurate though. This is the Willie O'Neill story for everything. Hampton is, I wouldn't say secondary, but if somebody is the lead here, it is one of those things where it's hard to parse the lead. But yeah, I mean, you're you're following your more point of view
Hmm.
with Willie O'Neill than you are with Fred Hampton, which is I think the way to tell this story,
Yeah.
because you don't get into Fred Hampton's doubts and thought process so much. You get a little bit of that, but not so much. You're not really point of viewing for him. You're seeing him through everybody else's eyes, which is
Yeah.
I think was the way to go. Uh, so yeah, it makes sense. Plemons as a nomination is fine. I think Jesse Plemons is a fine actor. I He had a couple moments where I was just like, that's good. Like you can tell that like he's playing this as a guy with a conscience, like
He yes, he again, we always joke about Sam Rockwell. I'm like, well, you're not an evil person like Sam Rockwell. He still had a he I liked how he was telling the story here. Like
yeah,
I didn't lose him completely, but I liked it. Oh, I will also say for acting they have or Dominique Fishback, who was I believe Deborah Johnson. She was Hampton's partner,
yeah,
and she was very good as well. I think
she was
the
good.
women of this film. There's another actress as well that I really like. The women of this film are a little bit underrated in this the whole ensemble's good. I will say this is a great ensemble cast. I
Yeah.
mean, Lil Rel Howery popping up out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I love you.
Yeah, no, this cast was just phenomenal. Yeah, Fishbach was great. I liked her a lot in Show Me a Hero. Show Me a Hero, if you haven't seen it, is well worth your time. So check it out while you're on HBO Max after you watch after you watch this. Probably the best Oscar Isaac performance. Um, but yeah, I love this whole cast. Everybody was just firing on all cylinders. Martin Sheen's as weird as he looked, like I said, I think it works. I think it works for J. Edgar Hoover. But like you throw him in anything, and I'm down to watch it, except The West Wing, apparently. Uh,
I blame the writer for that one. Um,
I like him. I like Aaron Sorkin's writing, but for some reason, every time I've tried to go through The West Wing, I'm just like, I'm not doing
Yeah, no.
this.
The politics of that show I'm not in love with.
Yeah,
But no,
same.
I definitely really enjoy this, and I'm glad you got to see it. I think this was
Mhm.
a different film this year. I think this is going to be one of the best films of the year. It's unless films are really great, this could maintain a lot of people's I think top 10 at least.
Well, is this going to? we're talking about Oscars and stuff. Is that going to apply to the coming Oscars
Yes,
since
Kaluuya
there's
is
that
getting
delay?
nominated for Golden Globes and everything because I've
Okay.
had my copy for a while now.
Mhm.
So they've definitely sent it to people who are voting. So yes, the Critics' Choice Association, which I'm a part of,
Okay.
sorry to toot toot, we've nominated this for supporting actor with Kaluuya and ensemble
Mhm.
cast,
Okay. That's
which
good.
and Golden Globes, supporting actor for Kaluuya and best original song as well.
Yeah, I do think Lakeith deserves a lead
It
nomination for
You
some
know,
things.
it's so hard this year with, I mean, Delroy Lindo fighting for his spot. We have
Mhm.
Chadwick, who I don't want to go against Chadwick this year. If I was an actor, I would sit out
Oh
this
yeah,
year
Ma Rainey.
from Ma Rainey. I mean,
Yeah.
Stephen Yun in Minari. This is a good year for acting. I'm really, really happy.
Mhm.
But yeah, Lakeith was really good. Kalu, I think Warner Brothers has definitely put him as their contender, and he's done very
That
well.
that's
He's
fair because he dominates. He is a presence. Like he manages to capture. If you watch it, no matter what your politics are, go watch some of Hampton's some video of him or audio of him. It's out there. Watch that and then compare how Kaluuya captures that, and it's so spot on, so well done. He captures that energy, and that is not an easy energy to capture. So
no. No, and I mean this is just the line of Kaluuya performances from Get Out on. He's
hmm
been just kicking ass. He was in Kick Ass too, so I mean he's just been doing good. I mean he's so happy for him, and yeah, I'm glad you got to see this movie.
yeah.
I'm curious if you guys got to see this movie yet. Let me know down in the comments below. What are your feelings of Judas and the Black Messiah? It is going to be a for sure fire awards contender, so you can watch it. So when the Oscars come out, you're not like, I've never heard of these movies. Yes, you have. You've heard of this one at least.
Yeah.
So go
I
watch
will
this
say
one.
it is my movie of the year. I still have a couple others to check out, and it might get dethroned, but so far, movie of the year.
Good. Good. All right, guys. Comment down below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Subscribe. All of that. Again, make sure you guys talk about this film. It needs to be talked about. Share this as well. All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining me, Alan. Let's dive into this below.